Last time on The Forgotten Journey, our heroes made their way from the town to the magical city of Acramor. Along the way, Galkin rested, gained the powers of the bug creature that they had slain last session, and the party questioned Vale's true nature. But they were interrupted by Alexander, the filthy vampire, mortal enemy of Alucard. A thrilling battle ensued, and then he was injured, Alucard. Galkin tried to heal him, but they remembered that Silverbloods have a resistance to magic. So, a new idea was formed, to make ice out of blood. And then, well, for lack of a better word, Alucard fought it everywhere.
As you begin to walk over to this large homestead of what looks like these different watchtowers, you see guards aligned on this outpost with this what seems like broken bridge that just stops right before it reaches this other city. The other city has a reflecting broken bridge with the entire middle being completely removed from the bridge as if it was destroyed some time ago. As you begin to approach, these guards give you an eye, but they don't really mind you. Before you walk up to the bridge, you see one of these guards place his hand on Vale's chest. Oh, you are quite tall. We cannot let you in unless we confiscate your weapons first. It's policy of the city. Is it really necessary? Is he broken or something? Can he not hear me? Is he deaf? Does he speak ASL?
Not a warforged, to our knowledge.
What?
I feel he's just not very trained in politeness.
He looks like a butler to me. Anyway, your weapons, don't worry, they'll be safe with us. Anyone that enters the city gets their weapons confiscated. When you leave, you'll just get them back.
Alright, Galkin, you go first. I gesture to the floor in front of him.
Well, if that is how this is going to be, then it's what must be done. I'm going to unequip my longsword and hand it over. Specifically just my longsword and hand it over to him. I'm gonna keep my shield, my chainmail, my backpack. Yeah, this is my shield.
This guard takes your sword and you see him draw a ring in the air with his finger as this glowing vortex opens midair as he drops the sword into it. Alright, who's next?
I got a crossbow, 20 crossbow bolts, a longsword, and a warhammer. Are alchemy supplies a weapon?
If it can be turned into a bomb, then yes.
I don't know alchemy. I put it back in my sack.
You look familiar. Are you a vigilant?
Oh, yes, I am. I was a vigilant. How old are you?
I'm an elf. I'm hundreds of years old.
Oh,
I stopped counting when I turned 200.
I mean, man, you can't count higher than 200.
Didn't care to count that high.
Alright, well, yes, a century ago, I was a vigilant. And now I'm a vigilant again, because I'm dirt poor.
Well, I would like to humbly welcome you to the city. You guys do a great deal here, keeping the monsters away from the city. And if you could you please kindly confiscate your sleeping friend's weapons for me?
I look at Alucard bleeding out. I don't see any weapons. Oh, would you look at this? He pull a warhammer out of his back pocket.
That's everything. Are you 100% sure?
I'm sure I gave you all my weapons.
From behind him, so the way I pictured it, I walked kind of out of his view, not behind him, but out of his view after I handed him my longsword. So out of his view, I would like to in a cartoon comedic fashion, open my backpack up, withdraw the javelin that's in my backpack, look at it for a second. I want to break the top off and kind of hide it. down in the backpack and then hand him the pole and say, "Oh, almost forgot this. Sorry about that."
Roll sleight of hand. Since he is occupied talking to Alexander, roll with advantage.
Better. That's going to be a 15. Better than an 8, though, so...
Now, the thing about breaking wood, you realize, is that it creates a snapping sound. You quickly snap it off, but it's very audible. The guard looks over your direction, but you quickly hand him the spear body. Is this a broken spear? Or you just handed me a broken spear?
It counts as a weapon, right? It broke a couple days back, and I wasn't sure about it at first, but the more I thought about it, I'd figure I'd hand it off anyway.
Did you just break the spearhead off and hide it in your bag?
I told you it broke a couple days ago. Do you not believe me?
Galkin, as you continue to further this lie, you feel a tight sensation around your throat, as if someone is stopping you from speaking.
It's me.
You feel as if you're being choked almost as your muscles clench. You can still speak, but it feels like you shouldn't anymore, as if some divine intervention is preventing you from doing so.
I'm gonna look him dead in the eyes. I'm gonna pull out the broken spearhead, look down at it, and go, "Grammy always told to keep this on." And then I'm gonna toss it off the bridge.
As you toss it off the bridge, you see as soon as it enters the water, what seems like almost large crocodile jumps from the water and consumes it.
I'm gonna ceremoniously salute to the spearhead. And then I'm also gonna hold my hand out for the spear body.
I'm glad you were honest with me. And I'm sorry about your grandma. And I would just like to say, before we do allow you to cross the bridge, if any weapons are hidden on you, the barrier will detect it on entry, and you will, what's a good way to put this, die.
I'm going to proceed to pull out 2 more long swords. No, it's a joke.
Where were they?
I'm also going to take off my shoe and pull out a mace.
The shoe was a mace.
Gods, what is wrong with you people? Is that all? Are those all the weapons? Are those all of them?
Is this a weapon? I hold up my hand, my metal hand.
Does it have any weapons on it?
No. Uses fork sometimes.
No, it's not a weapon.
Alright, I go over to Alucard and start smacking the side of his face. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Alucard, roll a constitution check.
I get advantage on those. 16.
Alucard, as soon as he begins to slap you, your eyes jolt open and you grab his wrist before the third slap could hit your face.
A nice way to wake somebody up.
Well, you are bleeding out, but I woke you up to ask you if you have any weapons on you, because you die if you go over that barrier with a weapon on you.
And I'm bluffing.
Let me reiterate, you die. Death.
Bluffing.
Okay, yeah, that's all.
Alright, well if that's all the weapons, then we'll just let you across the bridge.
There is small living nearby.
Make a nature check.
16.
You see what looks like a small pig. Like almost a piglet that seems to be lost, just sort of wandering around the town.
Can I grab the piglet? I am now holding the pig, correct?
Yes.
The pig is alive, is it not?
It is alive.
Yeah, I'm going to take a single end of my whip and put it in its mouth. That is considered holding a weapon, I believe.
Correct.
Alright, so the pig is willingly holding this arrow, correct?
But I mean, it's not letting go.
I look at Vale.
Please don't.
Throw it.
He holds out his hand as you place this piglet into the palm of it. The guard looks at you and says, What are you doing? Oh my god, he got a dirty 20. You see as Vale leans back, almost in a javelin toss position, as he puts all of his weight forward as this piglet goes flying. And as it enters the barrier of the city, you see, almost like a fly being drawn to a shock trap, it explodes into a fume of red mist.
Mayhaps they are not bluffing. I reach into my splint armor and pull out my hand axe and hand it to the guard.
By the gods, I asked you 3 times. Why would I be lying? This is so serious. Okay. I will check one more time. Any weapons anywhere on your body at all, you will die.
How did you make it across then?
I'm a god.
What constitutes you being a god?
There are no weapons allowed within the city walls, but gods outside the city have all access to weapons, armaments that they need. That answers your question. Now, would you like to enter the city?
Do the gods inside the city just have like a real mean left hook?
I'd like to see that.
Knocking out some random dragonborn stealing bread for his family. Every guard in that city is Batman.
Are beast races allowed within the city?
Of course. As long as you're like a sentient humanoid being has feelings and a soul, you're allowed in the city.
Is there claws, weapons?
I mean, if they're a part of your body, not necessarily.
What constitutes being a part of your body?
I don't know, man. I'm not a philosopher.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll.
At 1.
This guy is most definitely a philosopher. The way he holds himself up, the way he's been speaking to you, he's been spitting facts this entire time. I don't know why he's lying.
Deceiver.
What are you on about? Are you going to... I have a 3-hour shift. I go on lunch in 5 minutes.
Oh, also, don't mind him, he's bleeding out.
Yeah, right, that.
I think he's delirious. Can you get him some medical attention?
Yes, you see as he reaches through this bag, as he puts half his forearm into this almost a pocket-sized bag, he reaches down into it, and he pulls out what seems like bandages. He has some alcohol to go with it. Alright, just apply this to the wound and put this bandage over it. It will heal in 2 hours.
I usher Alucard forward.
But I'm about to go on lunch. I don't want to get blood on my hands and waste 30 minutes washing them.
I patch up my wound.
Alright, roll medicine check.
Dirty 20.
You quickly apply the alcohol to the bandage and wrap it all the way around your waist, and you put it around your chest where the wound is aching the most, and you put a small pad underneath it. That way it not only blocks force from it, but also stops the bleeding, makes it clot faster. The wound will not heal in 1 hour.
Alright, who's getting thrown by Vale first? Clearly the only way across here.
Clearly. Not the very obvious teleportation.
Teleportation? I don't know what you mean. See as he snaps his fingers and walks away. I'm going on lunch. You guys just get across. And you see as this ethereal bridge just begins to stretch out across to the other broken end that leads into the grand city of Acramor on this isolated island with this large round sphere of a barrier.
I want to skip across the ethereal bridge, trusting it in completely with my entire life.
I'm going to skip with Galkin, holding hands with him.
I'm gonna be walking side by side with the Veil.
As soon as you enter the city, the dome behind you closes up and becomes invisible once more. The bridge removes itself from existence. Galkin, your eyes are drawn to a strange-looking restaurant. You see what seems to be a fancy-looking restaurant with the name plaque over it that reads Boar's Tavern and Inn. It looks seemingly really nice with outdoor seating, hanging plants, and freshly made breadsticks.
We have to go there.
Food, you say? Turning around.
You see a sign out front that says, Best Breadsticks in Acramor.
How many breadstick shops are in this place, and that's a brag.
Alucard pulls out a sheet of paper and begins making a map of making an outline of the city.
You are in the Track Pass. This is where the gate opens up and everyone leaves and can enter the city. The track pass is basically where almost all the shops and restaurants are mainly located, but there are obviously a bunch more scattered throughout the city. But Boar's Tavern and Inn is just calling to you.
I walk towards Boar's Tavern and Inn.
I walk behind him, eyeing the size of his coin purse.
As you enter Boar's Tavern and Inn, you are surprisingly met with a very full building full of customers, all eating and drinking together. And it seems to be 3 stories up as you see 3 separate rows of stairs. Outside, you can even see balconies. This place looks intense.
Perception check.
Go ahead and roll.
17.
You see in the back, people seem to be putting a lot of peppers or spices into their food as they're bringing out to people. And as you look around, everybody's actually eating spicy food. It's kind of weird. You've never seen anybody eat this much spice before in anything. But it's in every single dish. You see one person eating oatmeal with a pepper on top as garnish. You see one person eating pudding with just pepper flakes sliced on top of it. It's kind of strange.
Alright guys, I know my way around a restaurant. Waiter! I say, holding my hand up in the air.
Coming.
I'd like a booth, please, before.
My name is Arnold. I will be your waiter for this evening. Are you looking for a table? Perhaps one for you and your husband.
Yes, for me and my husband, and our 2 gay sons. A booth, if you would.
Of course. Follow me right away. George, table for 4. You see as he leads you to this large round table, as he pulls out these chairs for each individual of you. He comes back around as he places napkins in front of each of you with forks and these different bowls and plates. See as he holds his arms out in front of you and places down what seems like a menu, but it's just a crystal ball. Strange. Now just make your order and the chefs will cook it right up for you.
I look at the... Wait, do we order on the crystal ball? They do that in some places.
Yes. Just say what you want. Just say whatever you want. Anything you want. The chefs will make it. If they don't know how to make it, they'll learn.
Cherry pie.
You see as a waiter comes rushing out of the kitchen with a cherry pie, steaming hot, is placed in front of you. And on top of the pie, you just see pepper flakes laced all across it.
Can I have this without pepper flakes?
Without pepper flakes? Why would you want it without pepper flakes?
A sweet, not a spice.
Go on, try it. I trust you'll like it.
And I have made my decision.
What's going on here?
Galkin, you see a strong, sturdy man, a tower, a brick of a person walk up to you. He looks to be a dwarf, but he just looks way too tall to be anything but a human. You see as he has a very thick beard and slicked back black hair, as he places a large fist on the table with a tattoo of an anchor on his thumb.
What exactly is going on here?
I asked for a cherry pie without pepper flakes.
You see as he clenches his fist and his knuckles crack.
Jeremy, did you deny this customer his order?
No, sir. I just made it miss properly. I can take it back and remake it right away, sir.
Yes, you'll do that.
You see as Jeremy picks up the pie and rushes back to the kitchen.
He must really respect his superiors.
There's not a soul on this plane that doesn't respect Boar.
Is that your name?
Yes.
Kinda made the connection there.
You must be the fine owner of this establishment. This establishment is... it's magnificent.
Thank you. I put a lot of heart and soul into this place. My family left it to me when I was just a boy, but I spent every single shilling I've earned up to this day making this place as great as it is now. Started out as a farm town, you see. Now look at us. Biggest business in all of the plane. Isn't that something?
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Maybe an Acramor.
You want to bet?
Yes, actually, I would like to bet.
How much?
50.
Let's make it spicy. 500.
I ain't got that much.
Looks like you're all out of cash. You four are new around town. I would watch your pockets. There are sneak thieves all around these alleys. People looking for some quick coin. Be careful where you step. Be careful where you sleep. One of the only safe places for newcomers, too, is here in Boar's Tavern and Inn. Best drinks, best rooms, this side of anywhere. Now, what'll it be? Room or drink?
I assure you, Boar, no one ever escapes the eye of Alucard.
Which one? The grey one or the grey one?
Right, is there an eye doctor in Acramor?
I assume somewhere. Why do you ask?
Because this man is severely colorblind.
Anyway, here's your pie.
You see as he grabs the pie out of Jeremy's hand, the pie wasn't even heading towards your direction as he slams on the table.
That one's on the house. For the trouble.
You like a slice?
Oh, I don't eat anything here. Too spicy.
I see why you sided with me now. Alucard takes off his helmet and takes a bite of the slice of pie.
I want you to roll a con save real quick.
11.
This is the best slice of pie you've ever had. That roll wasn't to discover if this was hot or if it was poisoned, but it was to survive the pure joy of taking a bite of such a delicate piece of dessert. Your taste buds light on fire with 1,000 pleasures as you bite into this slice of cherry pie.
Good pie. It's the second time you've been able to taste in 200 years, and that's your reaction.